This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Brian Schulman. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm excellent, my friend. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. Please tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
Yes, I am in San Diego, California right now.
Sweet. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I would say that's LinkedIn, and a place I call home and family. So we had mutual friends, many that you've spoken with and interviewed, and that's how we came to be.
Wonderful. Your headsets, I think it's brushing on probably your long hair, Brian. Just hold that out. Yeah.
All right, no worries. I'll move that.
Wonderful. Yeah, so tell us about what's going on across on LinkedIn. I'm really intrigued to see the community that's building up there.
It's truly an amazing thing. I've been on LinkedIn every day for the last 15 years, believe it or not. Wow. And it's been an incredible transformation, especially over the last, I would say, year and a half. LinkedIn Video launched in beta June of 2017, and it changed everything. People were popping up that had never really been on the platform before. Voices were being shared that had never been spoken. And I think there was a younger generation too, and I say younger comparatively because I'm like 20 years older, but a younger generation that had started to share some really personal life moments, fears and failures and things that were happening to them and that had happened to them, and very inspiring. And so, again, it really changed everything. It made the platform more human, and, so much love, support, and encouragement that we all fostered as pioneers of LinkedIn Video way back then, to help others. And again, foster that encouragement, love, and support, and know that, there's nothing that you can't accomplish with friends around you to help lift you up. So it's been an incredible journey. It's been life-changing for me. And I just love seeing so many new faces pop up every day. Some interesting metrics actually around it. So there's about 610 million people on LinkedIn now.
Come on.
And of that,
are you serious?
I'm serious. 610 million people. And of that, there's about 250 million that are active. The interesting metric is that of that, less than 1% are creating on the platform, and creation, be it video or other types of written form of content creation. So that's pretty amazing. Incredible.
That's amazing. It doesn't feel like that when you're sharing content, right? You're thinking there's so many other people that share content. Well, let's talk about Voice Your Vibe, because you said that, right? There's so many people that are voicing. So tell us about Voice Your Vibe, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Voice Your Vibe. So I'm the founder and CEO of Voice Your Vibe, and it's really near and dear to my heart because it is my life story. It's all about helping brands, companies, individuals know that they have a voice and a story that matters, and helping them understand how to find their voice, how to voice their vibe, how to attract their tribe, and do it in a way that's from the heart, and it's genuine and it's authentic, because that's what it's all about. It's I think it's easy to get confused and lost in the minutia, and get in your head when it comes to things like social media. So I love to help people tell a story that others will fall in love with, and learn how to, just be them. Yeah. I know it sounds kind of weird, but
it's good because we have people on the podcast sometimes, and I think they're very driven by the thing they're selling, and that I think people aren't too. It's not the first thing people connect with. People usually connect with a story that comes from the heart. It's been my experience, and we've seen that statistically as well on the podcast.
Absolutely, you're so right. You're so right. But I think it's easy to forget that. It's easy to forget coming from your heart. And I think, every great storyteller comes from their heart, and you can feel that It's the beauty about things like video, where the only thing missing is you can't touch and smell that person, but every other emotion is there, and it's amazing. It truly is amazing. So I'm a huge fan, and again, statistically speaking, 80% of content consumed online is through video. So it's a great way to show up. It's a great way to share you and to be present and to build relationships, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, I love it. Where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
Yeah, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is definitely the best place.
Is there somewhere else?
Well, you certainly can search for the hashtag Voice Your Vibe, and you will find me on LinkedIn, and you can find my channel there as well. And anyone that wants to reach me, you can reach me at brian@voiceyourvibe.com. But that is my home, and it's always been my home with purpose. I have been on other social platforms, but it is really the place that I decided to put my focus for the last 15 years. And I just, back then I didn't know what would happen. I just felt like it wasn't going to go away. It wasn't going to be a MySpace that got gobbled up, if you will, by a Facebook in time. It was going to stand on its own legs. And obviously getting bought by Microsoft solidified that even further. But it continues to grow and blossom, and it's all because of the people.
Love it. All right, my friend. Again, amazing audience here and live from Brian Schulman. You can connect with Schulman. Sorry, his nickname is Shirley, so I'm so sorry, but yeah, Brian Shirley, Brian Schulman. Right, you can connect with him, and that's spelled Schulman. So you can connect with him on LinkedIn. Brian, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water. Brian, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh my goodness. I have so many wonderful memories growing up. Actually skiing. I spent a lot of time with my mom just because of I'm a miracle baby. I weighed 1.5 pounds, and I also grew up with a neurological disorder called Tourette's syndrome, which, for those that are listening, are uncontrollable tics and twitches that usually you aren't aware that you're doing. And this was in the 80s. And so, I have many, many fond moments, but skiing is one of them. I remember coming home from camp, picking flowers from my neighbor's yard to give to my mother.
How old were you in that memory?
Oh my goodness. I had to be preteen. Yeah, preteen.
Right.
But I have very vivid memories of literally just walking down the street, walking home, and there were these beautiful roses, many different colors of roses. And every day I'd come home from camp with a rose, and I'd give it to my mom.
That's intriguing. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I don't know. My mom has been an incredible, amazing part of my life. She's my genuine hero. I am the man I am today because of her. And I think, I don't know, my heart is big because of her, literally. So. What's
her name? Say her name. Come on.
Candy Schulman. Her name is Candy Schulman.
There we go.
She's actually on LinkedIn. You can find her there.
Sweet. Tell me, how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today, Brian?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think, my why is to inspire one person a day. Coming from where I have, again, being a miracle baby, 1.5 pounds from the 70s that wasn't supposed to live, and dealing with a neurological disorder and lots of bullying and adversity growing up, lots of dark moments. My mom was always there to lift me up. She was there to let me know that I was special and that I could do anything. But fighting for every breath to make it into this world, and then, having that kind of brought on me, I can tell you that I wanted to give out the opposite of the negative that I had received. And don't get me wrong, ton of positivity that was around me, but sometimes the negativity would overshadow, a river of positivity. And I wanted to be a giver of good and light and strength and encouragement. And I know that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And that every breath I take is a gift. And that no matter what happens, I will always succeed if I just keep getting up. And so my why, And it brought me to LinkedIn, by the way. I mean, 15 years ago, I came with a purpose to give out good to the universe, that no matter how bad my day was, no matter what had happened to me, I would give out good 365 with the hopes to inspire one person a day. So if I could inspire one person to chase their dreams or know, feel, believe that they can accomplish anything, to get up after they've fallen 50 times and believe in themselves that they can get back up and they can go at it again, and know that they are succeeding every time they do that, regardless of achieving that goal. Or put a smile on somebody's face, or make them laugh when they don't have that in them. Any one of those things, even to inspire someone else to inspire. That if I can do that for one person each day, any one of those things, and I've done my part as a human being to make the world a better place. And my mom was a huge influence to me, because she lifted me up every step through the way.
There we go. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Please.
I love the idea of the community providing for you what is beneficial to those you love. I love that theme, because you were walking, and again, the roses weren't at your garden, right? It was at the neighbor's garden, wasn't it? It was. And to see that was provided as a result of the community you existed within, to then be presented to the person you love, is fascinating, because LinkedIn is that as well for you, right? There are so many people that have then created value, roses, if we were to call them, that then can be presented to even more people as well. So I love how that connects it in my mind.
Oh, I love that. What a beautiful picture that you painted. And it's so true. It's all about the community. It's all about the people. I have a family I never knew that would exist in my life. Truly. I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my LinkedIn fam. And the relationships we've built, yes, we're digitally connected, and we may get on calls like this or video chats or what have you. And then we know each other, for example, for a year, and finally get to meet in person. It's the most amazing experience. It's hugs forever.
It's like, you're real.
Yeah. Right? But you know what the coolest thing about that is yes, there's that moment of like, oh my gosh, I'm touching you, you're real. But it's also this, you feel like you've known each other forever. And it's almost like you've picked up this kinship with your best friend who you haven't seen in so long.
Yeah, it's like pen pals, right? It's like it's like getting
absolutely.
to connect with a pen pal. That's cool. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh, wow. I was a really big fan. Well, 12 years old was a really interesting time in my life, because at that time, my Tourette's were at their height. I was somersaulting from room to room, jumping up and down, making lots of auditory noises, multiple facial expressions, heavy neck twitches, and a lot of these would commingle. And music has always been a very big part of my life. I'm a musician. I've been playing ever since I could touch the keys. And my son's a musician as well, a jazz musician for that matter. And I find that we have a lot in common with music, actually. We love the same vibes of music. And so I was always a really big fan of Michael Jackson. And during that time at 12 years old, I remember I actually went and saw him in concert twice. Such a showman. What an incredible gift he was given. Not only just his voice, but his voice within him that just beamed across the world, and his movements and his sounds. I don't know. He spoke to me.
That's good. Give me one Michael Jackson song. Come on, like one that just pops up. Like just pops up in your mind immediately.
Oh, jeez. Well, Beat It. I mean, Beat It, Thriller. I always loved Thriller. It was always a great video too. But I don't know. I loved all his music. There was nothing he did that I didn't love.
All right, Brian. All right. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Brian?
All right, let's go.
Brian, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married? Oh, sweet. Are you married?
I am. I've been married for 20 years in July, and I have an 18 and a 16-year-old.
Oh, congratulations. Give us a secret, please.
Just... Love is the secret, just with kids, just love your kids. There's no handbook. There's no handbook. Just love them and be there. And
love it. Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No. No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yeah. It's a good way to decompress.
Yeah, I agree. What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, I have to decline the answering that question because look, the reality is I've been on the internet since it was green screen in chat rooms, learning how to type in my mom's lap. Like, I have lived my entire life in the digital world from a business perspective, helping build and grow startups for the last 20 years. And it's a part of me. But I think the most important thing is understanding that, and I have continuously need to improve upon this. I think we all do, but to be able to unplug and disconnect, we got to lift our heads up away from our devices and look around at the beauty that's all around us. Because just like we talked about LinkedIn and that digital connection, when we get together in person and take it offline or online to offline, it's where the magic happens. So.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well, share with us, if you can, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Brian Schulman. What would you say that is?
Wow, that's a really good question. Positive, caring. I live to give. I truly do live to just help as many people as possible and just give to give. I'm a founder of my fraternity from San Diego State, Phi Kappa Theta, and our motto is give expecting nothing thereof. And I live by that. So I think if more of us would live to give, and I think if more of us would look at the world in a viewpoint of there is more good and positive in this world than there is negative. I wholeheartedly believe that. We don't see enough of that, but that is also why I every day do as much giving and providing as much good, positive inspiration as possible across the universe wherever I can, hoping that my voice will impact another. And I can tell you that one person can change the world. And I've seen it because your voice is yours and it has the ability to affect others in a very positive way. So just, we all have things happening in our life. A lot of it can be negative, but from every negative, there comes positive. And if you look at life that way and know that no matter what happens in your life, no matter how many times you fall, and if you just keep getting back up and you keep looking at things positively, knowing that you learn from everything, then that is the positive in everything.
Love it. Brian, this is such a great pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Angel, thank you so much. It was an honor speaking with you and being on your podcast.
Same here.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.